everybody, it's Jamie. Today's video we are going to be making our very own laptop sleeve. The measurements for this one is for a 17-inch laptop. So if you have a smaller laptop or you want to make it for like your iPad or something, just shrink down your measurements. But we're going to get started with our outside fabrics. I have this really pretty blue flannel and then this faux leather strip that I got from a pair of clearance Forever 21 pants. So the leather strip is going to be on the fold, measure 3.5 inches tall, so 7 inches altogether by 19 inches wide. And then your flannel fabric is also going to be 19 inches wide, but it's going to be 10.5 inches tall. And we're sewing on 1/4 inch seam allowance. I always sew on that, just so you know. If you want to make a bigger seam allowance, then add that bigger seam allowance. We're going to start by taking our flannel and one side of our leather piece, put them right sides together and pin. And then we're also going to pin our other flannel piece to the other side of the leather, again, right sides together. And we're going to run that with a straight stitch all the way through. I'm going to be using a leather needle because the faux leather sometimes can be a little finicky. But depending on what kind of leather or suede or anything you use, you'll want to use the appropriate needle because it makes sewing with that fabric so much easier. And I have the straight stitch set to as far as it can go, which is 5 millimeters. Again, because leather does not like to be poked more than once. So the bigger the stitch, the better. Next, we're going to take our one big fabric piece now and along both sides of the leather, we are going to top stitch. Just makes everything lay nice and flat and gives a nice finished edge. And again, that's going to be with the same straight stitch right through the machine. Nothing special. Next, we're going to go ahead and sew both sides of our first outer layer together. I'm just pinning them and then running them through the machine with the same straight stitch. And then we're going to take our inside fabric, which we're going to cut at 18 inches by 12.5. We're making it a little smaller so it fits inside our bigger piece with our seam allowances. And we're just gonna sew the 3 sides together, leave the top open like our outer piece. Straight stitch, I've just left it at the sewing machine's preset and switched back to my universal needle, which flows right through this linen fabric. And now we're going to assemble our pouch. We have our 2 felt squares on the inside, which measures 18 inches by 12.5. I have 1 on each side, just gives a little extra padding for your laptop. And then I'm going to sandwich, so it's going to be the outer layers, the felt, and then the inner layer. And our zipper is going to sit right above the felt. You're going to have to put on your zipper foot for your sewing machine so you can get as close to the zipper as humanly possible without running it over. If you run it over, you will break your needle. And I just do a very simple straight stitch as close to the edge as I can humanly get it. And then you can go ahead and flip your laptop case inside out. At last minute, decided to add these cute little leather details on the edges so you could pull on them and not have to worry about stretching any of the flannel or anything like that. It's just a basic 1.5 inch wide by, I want to say 6 inches. I'll make sure to put on the screen what the actual measurements were of just the same faux leather thing. Just made 2 little rectangles, straight stitched the sides, flipped it inside out, folded them in half, and straight stitched them on to the edges of the case. Now, fair warning, the zipper I used is actually shorter than I would have liked. It was on clearance, it's what I had. I would recommend either A, using a zipper the appropriate length of your laptop, or B, like I had to do, you have to scoot your zipper all the way to the edge, otherwise you will not be able to get your laptop in. I seamed ripped this twice, so Emma, I'm sorry, it might be a little ugly in some places, but I swear you can get your laptop in, okay? And that's what matters. And that's pretty much it. You want to make sure that you get all your loose strings nice and clipped, and probably give it a good lint roll if it looks anything like mine with tons of tiny strings around it. And you can fit your beautiful laptop case in it. I know Sam Winchester would be very proud that you, 1, made a laptop case, and 2, you actually use your laptop case. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sorry it was kind of short and weird, but it's really basic and it's kind of fun. You can make it pretty much any size you want. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to do all the, the YouTube subscribing and bells ringing and following on various social medias and all of that. And I will see you guys sooner rather than later. So goodbye.